Alright, when we're back to the, Soul Burner 876 channel, we're back with the three-time champion, Team League. Tio, what you do with today, my friend?
Well, to be honest, it was an unexpected event.
Yeah.
Infernoble. I never expected the necessary turnout that it did, but it did well, so let's just jump straight into it.
Alright, right into the profile, my friend.
So let's start with the Infernobles. I use one Ogier, two Renat,
alright. Alright.
I would say these are the best ratios based on the variant of Infernobles that I'm using. You want to open any one of these in your open hand.
So the best starters.
Yes. So this is why I use 2-2-2, and you only need the effect of this occasionally, so this one and it's searchable, you will see all.
Okay.
So that's the count I'm going to. That's it for Infernobles. For starters slash extenders, I use 2 red layer, one flint lady, and one Spiral super agent.
How'd that work out for you today?
Well, Spiral super agents are a very clutch card. There's a lot of one-off backfields in the meta that can pose a threat. For example, you have cards like Imperial Order, Salmon Grace are meaning Imperial Order.
Yeah.
You have Summon Limit, there can only be one. All of these cards are cards that can hinder you progressing in a turn. So you can start the turn by revealing and activating effect, and if you catch it right, you can just destroy a backfield and then you can proceed with the combo from there.
But that makes sense.
This is the ratio. I would run 2, but there is no space in the main deck, so I resort to 1-1.
It doesn't do as much as the other cards, I suppose.
No. Well, out of all of these, I would say the best one would have been Fire Flint due to its flexibility and its versatility.
Okay.
But as I say, it's due to the numbers. I can't use another ratio, so this is the best ratio for the starters slash extenders.
Alright, no problem.
Alright, and now for your main starters, I choose to use the Near Space Connector package.
Always handy.
In any case, as long as this combo resolves, you're winning that duel.
Okay.
As long as this effect resolves, you're winning that duel. You're not losing that duel.
Brings me back to Goki all over.
Yes, indeed. And then now my tech, I decide to use the PK engine.
Oh dear.
And the purpose of the PK engine is to amass a Appaloosa before you go into your combo. Your combo really starts from Christian Eagle 5, so you need to ensure that the combo is progressive at that point and you don't want an interruption. So using the PK engine will facilitate an Appaloosa before you call Christian Eagle 5, so you'll have a safe route throughout your combo.
Okay.
And now for the one-offs, I choose the Armageddon Knight, because that is the only way you can get a full combo.
Yeah.
001 for the combo, Cold Twin for the combo, Plague for the combo. These are all of the important one-offs. You don't want to open none of them in your hand, but if you should, you're okay with these two. You don't want to open these two. There are cases where you don't mind opening with any of them because they have plague effects, so you can gradually tap the keys along the way of a combo, so you don't waste no resources.
Yeah.
So as long as you use the plague combo, there's not really a dead hand.
Unless you open like both of them.
Nice. Well, if you open with both along with any one of these, then you're at a bad start. But if you just open with anything, you still have full combo, no problem.
Okay.
So that's the important one-offs. And in terms of untrap, I only use 2 Ash Blossoms of Joyous Spring.
Why not 3?
Well, as I say, it's a ratio, and there's no space in the deck. I try to keep the deck 40 flat.
Okay.
And if I should use any more, it will go over 40, so I just chose 2.
Always respect it. As long as if it's not 40, it's not good enough.
Indeed, indeed. Now for the start, the one-ups, I use 1 reinforcement.
Always rota.
For the combo. Well, I choose autonomous because in cases where you're trying to use a combo, you have opponents that will use untraps. And in nowadays meta, most of the untraps them are actually tuners. So if them untrap before you go into Christian Eagle 5, you can rebound back that tuner and then continue with the play. As well as you can use it to rebound any monster on top of it, you can rebound back even. You can drop Wound, a Macabre, a Winder, and it doesn't negate the effect of the monster that is reborning. It's just the cost of 1500 life points. But when you're going for a game, in most cases, 1500 life points doesn't really.
But I saw this card help you win the finals as well.
Indeed, indeed. Very clutch card. Very, very clutch card.
Alright.
And then now, I use Metal Silver Armor for the lock.
How this card work? Because I see it and I'm confused.
Well, it combos well with Oliver in the deck. That will be this one. and then now it will combo with the synchro for the deck.
Yeah.
So when you have these two on the field with charge, you call that a soft lock because this card states that any card that targets a monster, it has to target the monster that this card is equipped to. And then Oliver states is that the monster that this card is equipped to cannot be targeted by card effects. So this is a soft lock with charge.
So
and why
basically
you
equip this first and then this after?
Yes.
Okay.
And then well, it doesn't really matter still because you have the opportunity to do what you do, just your opponent. And then now, Raya choose Charles because it is the best card in the extra deck. So I chose Charles for that, so that is the reason why I had to use Metal Silver Armor. And there's a lot of decks that it really affects. It kills Scar by the Grave, Rebound the Monster, it affects Virtual World and other decks that targets a lot. So it's a very good card, one off. And Living Foster, as I say, you always want tuner extenders, and these facilitate tuner extenders are just extenders on our own.
Seems like every card gives you another card.
Yes, indeed. Due to Fox's Infernoble, you need a lot of equip cards. Where this is my choice, I chose to run 2 Durandal and 2 Heritage.
Name of consistency.
Yes, everybody else will normally go 3-3, but the variant of the deck, it has space issues. And it's already consistent as it is because majority of the cards they use them in ratios of 2 to 3. So you don't need 3 of each searchers for the card, just 2. And at times I find myself I will still side out 1 and just use 1 for the combos for the turn, but you know, and then on top of it you can recycle itself because when if a card is equipped with any of these and it get destroyed, you can add it back to your hand. So in most cases you can get back the 1, and you know you have red now that can add it back from either banish or graveyard, so you have access to it again. So it's not an issue in that where that is concerned. So I just had to run 2-2.
Alright, that not so bad.
And the reason why I didn't use any Antraps except Ash because I mean
Dark Ruler.
Yes. Only 2.
It's like billboard, we just
yeah. And 2 because there's a lot of other ways you can break board. You don't have to rely on Dark Ruler no more. But there are cases where it is the best card and it helps to manage resources.
Like in the case of ultimateness and those cards.
And there's a lot of cards in the middle that have some OP effects. So if you're going against Dry Trance and they manage to establish a full board, if you do open with a Dark Ruler or draw into it for your 6 card, in most cases you're losing that duel. And if you go against Pendulums, as well as Dragon Link, if you establish a full board, if you don't open with one, in most cases you're using that duel. So Dark Ruler. And then the only equip card that I use 3 is DDR because it's essential for the combo. And without this card the combo will not be relevant, so this is the only reason I use 3. I don't mind opening 1. I can search the other and have 2, and if that is the case, if I open with 1 and I search the other, I can go into a card in extra deck and then unloop you for 4 to 5 cards in my first turn.
What you're not saying?
Yeah, so
how a man play with 2 cards?
In most cases they don't, so that is the reason I use 3 DDR and the variant of monsters that I use in terms of Armageddon play.
So apparently,
and just in terms of trap, this is the only trap is an extender. It goes with the PK engine. And at times they might open with it in your hand without the PK engine, but it's still an extender because they can set it and just special it. It's a warrior and it's an extender. So that's it for the main deck. It's 40 cards again in the main.
Alright, so we'll go into the extra deck now.
Yes, the extra deck.
Alright, the spice.
You know, first you have to start with your tokens, you know. Midnight tokens.
Here.
Make a phantom beast.
Shiny man.
Thank you very much. I got them from friends Lance and Drizzy.
Okay.
Please subscribe to his page. Good youth and Lance as well, Lance. And I believe that's Lance on Twitch. I believe he also has a Discord and it's on YouTube. I advise check out that channel, and as well as Drizzy, Soul Burner at 876. I recommend you check out those 2. They're great. So in terms of for extra deck now, I use Balmont. I've gone over Fighter. The reason for this is just in case you get Antraps, you have cases where you get Droll and Lock and Lancia, and it ends the combo. But as long as you have this in the extra deck, there's ways you can facilitate the full board. So this is why I use it, because if you get destroyed, you can rebound back at level 4, and that combos now with Cold Twin and 001.
And I passed that card in my pile and didn't think it was worth anything.
Very potent card. And for the next level 4, I use Herald. It's a very clean card. Always a good. It actually has a lot of application in the meta because it affects Shadow the Vote Dogmatical, Dinosaurs, Dragon Link, Modolce, and any other deck actually. Salomon, well, it really kills Salomon Great. And any other deck that works monster based and does a lot of discarding.
Yeah.
So this is where Era comes in, and it helps a lot with when you establish a board, when you end with Herald, it allows you to play around droplets, forbidden droplets, and that's a very good card to play around nowadays in the meta.
Because they can't discard to the graveyard.
Because they can't discard to the graveyard, so
that's a good way
that
to
is where you use Herald to play around. Right? And for the level 5, this is the only level 5 in the deck, and believe when I tell you that it's one of the best card in the extra deck, one of the best synchros that's created for Infernobles. It has an application where it's a quick effect in the grave, it can equip itself to a monster. Give that monster additional 500 attack.
Dear. So it become a catalyst for the ending finals.
Yes indeed, yes indeed. And then Shooting Riser, this combos well with Underworld, just in case you get untrapped. So these are the two synchros that you resort to get untrapped in point to help you establish full combo. And for the next number 7 now, that's Power Tone, the most important synchro in the extra deck. If you don't get untrapped because you need to search for your DDR if you never open with one, this is how you do it. And as well as this is the only way I can call a next monster in my extra deck, I will show you shortly.
Okay.
For the ace, I use Omega. So with Near Space Connector and Omega, this is how I unloop them. So Omega, Near Space Connector, in most cases, you guarantee 3 to 4 cards out of them and if you open with a DDR, you can take all the cards out of them.
Naturally, because you're punishing them for playing bad.
Yes, punishing them. So that's why I use Omega in the extra deck. And now the next spicy tech, level 8 is Crystal Wing, where there's decks that don't use a lot of magic and trap cards. They're mostly monster based, so you're gonna need monster negates, and you will find that Herald has a very weak defense, in 1,000 as well as attack. So in most cases when you're going against a certain deck that monster base that doesn't really need the graveyard, you would have called Herald that use more of a Crystal Wing because it's a stronger monster. And the application come up with the increase the attack and help for go for game. And it's 3,000 attack, 2,500 defense. It's very beefy, so it's a very essential card in next deck. And that's spicy tech. It catch a lot of people off guard. You know, you can use it against Mirror Match. It's a beautiful card against Mirror Match. Plays around Gertrude and Charles and other cards. Well, today it wasn't necessary today due to the fact that at midpoint in the combo I decided I had an advantage and I never need to extend that much. So I just use Herald over it, but the cases came up, but it wasn't needed today, so I never called it today, but I would take it out. So it just wasn't
his day?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would take it out now.
No problem.
And then Savage for your next negate.
Okay.
It's absolutely essential for yes indeed. Well, to be honest, it's a part of the M board in every single duel. It's essential, so I would take it out. And the most valuable, this is the MVP for the day. It's charged, you put in a lot of work, a lot of work. And its effect to pop a card when the equip card is activated is potent because a lot of people don't know that if you activate DDR and return this card from out of banish, it can still pop a card. Yes, it affects still triggers to destroy a card on the field, and that effect doesn't target.
Oh, because so DDR special is then equips.
Yes.
Okay, so on the resolution of DDR, its effect triggers.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I see.
So, very clutch card. That's it for synchros, and now for the links. I have to use 2 Isols. There are combos where I might have to call the second Isol. I would take it out. I don't recommend using one. I would never recommend using one because there's cases in the combo you have to link a Isol back into a Isol so you can manage the space on the field. Okay. So that is why you actually need 2 Isols. And you have times where you know going first you don't have much you can do, but you can call Isol and set up yourself for next turn. So next turn you're going, you're gonna need the second Isol now so you can try to go for full combo. So that's why I use 2 Isols.
Beautiful card. Beautiful.
And then Christian Eagle Fiber, the most important card in the extra deck for Link Monsters. Reason being, if they stop this card, in most cases you're not comboing. And unfortunately, I only use one because the extra deck is tight on space and I wouldn't take out any card that's in the extra deck. If I should, maybe I would take out Crystal Wing because its application is iffy.
So it's the most limited card in terms of application.
Yes, but apart from that, I would take it out, so I just use extra deck as it is. So for now, it's just one Crystal Eagle Fiber, and I never really do see the need for a second one. If they stop you in the combo, in most cases, they already burn through resources, and you should have advantage with whatever you have in your hand.
Yeah.
And if you reach that far, that means you already resolve Isol, so you already gain advantage in terms of collecting Renard or Gear Free for next turn. So I don't see the point of running two.
Okay.
So just one for me. And Aurora done, you go into it with your Crystal Eagle Fiber and 001.
And then the combo start from there. Shenanigans.
It's potent. It gives a 3 token when someone the next monster, and the monster that is summoned in terms of Cult Twin, it summons 2 more tokens. So in terms, this gives you additional 6 monsters to extend in your turn. 6 monsters. Very good card.
That's not very.
And Apollos, I got this from my friend Drizzy. Shout out. He's put in a lot of work today. I use it with the PK engine, and you have other applications where I can call it without using the PK. This is what you would do before you go into a Crystal Eagle Fiber to ensure that your combo is successful. I would take it off for another card. I wouldn't replace it for another card. I believe it's one of the best negators in the deck for Link monsters. And then in terms of going for a game, you have to have the beefer.
The access to the game, man.
And what you need to understand is the reason why his name is access code. Because when you have the access code to something, that means you're automatically entering that room or where it is you're accessing to.
The realm of winners.
The realm of winners, you access that winning game state with access code talker. I would change it for it's one of the best cards for clearing boards and going for a game in one turn. And as you can see, there's not a lot. But the application to remove up to 3 cards, including himself, because a lot of people don't know you can banish himself to destroy the next card on the field.
A lot of people don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that application with access code talker because it didn't state in the graveyard alone, it states on the field or in the graveyard. So you can banish Link monsters on the field. So if it's a case where you need to clear the field, you can use him to banish himself, and that's 4 cards and take off the field by himself. So that's it for the extra deck access code.
Very intimidating.
Indeed. I will change it for
So we're going to give a quick
cards in extra deck.
And a quick run through of the side deck, right?
I know, this is a quick, I don't need to explain the choices.
Alright.
It's self-explanatory. I use 3 Droll Unlock for the meta,
Simple.
3 Lancia for the meta, 3 Clutch card.
Yeah, because of the whole barrier statue.
Yes, the barrier statue, and it's a single out to any 1 card in Yu-Gi-Oh! It doesn't
But that
get better than
specific
that.
one because the barrier statue plays very prevalent.
Yes, so that is why I use the win one over other cards I can use. I don't use Lava, Golem, and Spearman because I need an armor summon in most cases in order to apply pressure.
Yeah.
And this is the best, as I say, when you get catch rid, that win barrier statue, if you have no out to it, you're
Then
losing
you just
that.
lose it.
Yes, and at least when you have this in the deck, there's a possibility for you to draw into it and can out that board. So you don't have to scoop right away. And then now for backfields, I believe this explains itself.
Horseman, Bruni, and his sisters.
I'll go for the Sisters instead of Cosmo because you don't want to be catching time where you're sacrificing 1,000 life points.
Yes.
And you're only getting 1 card in the backfield. In most cases, there are 2 to 3 backfields. And you don't want just 1, you wouldn't mind getting 2. So the application to take 2 instead of 1 is always better for me. So this is why I choose 20. And you have cards in your hand that you don't mind discarding to the graveyard because you can gain advantage. That's for example. You get advantage if these 2 are in the graveyard, so you don't mind discarding them as well as any of the other PKs or your equip cards because you can gain advantage off of them. So that is why I rather run 20 over Cosmic Cyclone.
Okay. It's not a bad analogy.
And a point of Red Lotus,
Very
in most
broken
cases
card.
there's several ways that you look into your opponent, and that is with Connector, that's one. You see the top of the opponent deck. With the other, you go back in that, and again with Omega. And when you side going first, as long as you're going first, every game 2 or 3, or every game 3, if you win game 1, it's going in because it's unknowledge. You can take out a problem card, and in most cases, if you can remove the most problematic card from the person's hand for that turn, and they never get for establish the board that they want to establish in their turn, in your turn, in most cases, you can OTK them. So this is why I use a pointer. I don't recommend Mind Crush. I recommend a pointer because you don't need to gamble with mind crushing turns if you're calling a card and you don't get the unknowledge again because of the errata effect. And the unknowledge is where this card really is relevant, because if you want to establish a board without none of these cards, and you have this on the backfield with the negators, because in most cases the end board can be this is iffy, so I'll turn this sideways because it's not a must. But in most cases this is the end board.
So basically, you get to choose what negates what you acknowledge.
And when you get the unknowledge, to the point to know, you know what you need to negate and what you need to destroy.
Okay.
Right, so that is why I recommend a pointer for this variant of deck, because the unknowledge is very essential.
Okay.
And that's it, that's 15 cards in the side deck, so that's it for the deck.
It was a very good tournament, right?
Yeah, it was a very good. I lost 2 duels to one of my teammates, Lancelot. It was a very good duel, yeah. I lost to him in Swiss round, and I redeemed myself in top 8.
Okay.
And overall, it was a good duel. Shout out to Team League, the best team in JA.
Naturally.
You know, Nigel, Lance, Drizzy, Michael, Bro, Kemal, the duelists in the finals. Very exceptional duelists. Wish him the best in the future where it takes him. Rumbar, you know. Thanks for hosting this event, and overall, it was a good day. Thanks much.
Alright, remember guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And see you next time. I'm out. Alright.